Guys, did you guys see the reaction? Like the reaction of white folks at the No King protest and after the No King protest. I bet a lot of you has literally not seen this particular clip I'm about to bring to you guys. Because let me know how this boy literally looked like the orange man. Like he looks exactly, speak exactly like the orange. In fact, this boy is supposed to be the next president of the US because his acting is so good. Anyways, we'll dive into hilarious moments, sad moments, happy moments, insult moments, every single moment that you're looking for. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, with that being said, let's watch this video and I'll be back with commentaries and let me know exactly what you think. Please watch from beginning to the end so that you will understand where we are coming from.
They love me. They really love me. I love it. We're in Times Square, folks. We're having a great time at the No Kings rally. They're here for me. They're throwing me a parade. I love a parade. Thank you so much. We love it, folks. We love it. Look at this.
What would you say to Donald Trump if he was watching right here, right now?
Release the Epstein files.
I hate you, man.
Get out of office immediately. You're not helping anyone. In fact, you're hurting the entire population. Immigrants are welcome here.
You need help, man. The people around you are taking advantage of you. You're an old man with dementia. This is elderly abuse. Also,
it's really hard, just one thing. Bring back democracy.
You're only fooling a small percentage of the population with your lies.
We all see through your lies. You're racist. There's no other words to say it, but you're racist.
Step down. Step down and do the right thing.
You need to just go. You know that. I mean, he's not well, and I don't want to be like this. He's ineffective, and you know you're ineffective.
Your days are numbered.
And what does that mean?
You're going to be out soon. And even if you make it to your full term, history's not going to be light to you. You're on the wrong side of history.
And fighters and men and women who would have rather died on their feet than live on their knees. We kneel to no crowns, we bow to no thrones, and we stand tall for freedom, liberty, and justice for all.
In response to No King's Day today, this is what the President of the United States decided to do this time. Post an AI video of him dropping shit from an airplane that he's piloting onto American citizens, the likeness of one that you probably recognize, honestly. This is him showing you guys that he made this country a shithole country. Or it's him showing everybody how he's shitted on America his entire political career. And if you're a real patriot and you think this kind of stuff is totally okay to say about Americans, you are the furthest thing from a patriot that exists. And for those patriots that forgot their history, we literally founded this country to get away from kings, the monarchy. No king since 1776. Your president, your vice president, keep putting crowns on him, and you seem to have no issue with it because you're patriots.
See, they tried to rule us once before from across the ocean, to silence our voices, to break us down, and to blind us from the truth. But you cannot chain the soul of a free people. We come from a long line of farmers and fighters and men and women who would have rather died on their feet than live on their knees. We kneel to no crowns, we bow to no thrones, and we stand tall for freedom, liberty, and justice for all. This land was carved in rebellion and baptized in courage and built on the promise that the power belongs with the people. No tyrants, no masters, no fucking kings.
Hey folks, I'm here at the No King's Day rally with Senator Adam Schiff. Now, Senator, there have been a lot of conversations about Donald Trump going after his political opponents, acting like a king. You could be next. What's your reaction to that? What's your reaction to Donald Trump and these protests today?
I think all these things are connected. It's why you're seeing millions gather all around the country. And that is, they're going after an enemies list, but they're also going after our healthcare. They're going after our universities. They're going after the media and free speech. They're trying to be kings, and we're just here to say hell no to that. It's wonderful to see everyone out there. And one of the signs I just was looking at really caught my eye, and it said silence is compliance. And I would say even more than that, silence is complicity. We need to speak out right now. We need to condemn this authoritarian lurch from this administration and be here and be all over the country defending our democracy.
State to show their love of country, to show their patriotism, and to stand up to Donald Trump's power grabs. Not just here in America, but we saw this around the globe. People came out to tell Donald Trump where he can shove it. And Donald Trump and Republicans, they wanted violence. They wanted chaos. They wanted anti-American sentiment. But instead, all they got were peaceful patriots that loved their country and wanted to exercise their First Amendment rights. But here's the best part. It doesn't end here. We'll do this again. You can count on that. But we're going to harness this energy. We're going to take what we felt here today and use it next November and take back the House and take back the Senate, because that's how we hold Donald Trump accountable. That's how we really show him there are no kings in America. There's rules you got to abide by, but you can know Donald Trump is seeing this and he's fuming.
Let's go over some of the best signs from the No Kings protest. Imagine losing our country to a fat bitch that can't even blend his makeup. Billionaires are the only minority hurting America. 13 years of Christian school and you expect me to not love my neighbor. Veto the Cheeto. This is at all of the protests and this is one of my favorites of all time. If Kamala was in charge, we'd be at brunch, which honestly I think is true. I think that the chaos that has been caused over the past year in our society is mainly because of Trump. Never mind, don't take me to your leader, aka an alien, saying that they'd rather not be on planet Earth. Keep the heat on ice until it melts. You know exactly what that means. I hate crowds, but I hate Trump more. We know what goes down at the Republican parties, at the Republican conventions, and we know what's going on behind closed doors. There have been many people that have been caught on Grindr. This is a good sign. Mike Johnson blocked me on Grindr. This is the worst sequel ever, aka Trump's second term. We already know how that's been going down. Have you seen any other crazy signs? Drop them in the comments.
We have some major news right now. I'm at the DC No Kings Day protest where there are tens of thousands of people. This is the flagship protest. Folks, the crowd goes all the way to the United States Capitol. And I want to show you right behind me over here. And it goes all the way over there, all the way back there to the White House. Tens of thousands of people are here. Remember, they had over 100,000 people during the first No Kings Day protest on June 14th. Organizers expect that this is bigger, and if I had to guess, it's probably bigger already, except we don't have official crowd numbers just yet right now. But folks, look at this. Look at this, tens of thousands of people marching. It's all peaceful, not a shred of violence, completely peaceful in Washington, D.C. And I'm on a bit of a lift, so we're gonna try to go up and see if we can see this from aerial, from the crowd, but this is what democracy looks like. This is the First Amendment right now in real time. So if you're here, come say hi. As always, spread the word. Full updates on my Substack, linked in bio. Subscribe for free to support my work. Follow along for all.
On 26th and 7th, and we have a producer who's more than 10 blocks behind us and says there is no end in sight in terms of how far this protest is going. We're trying right now to get an updated estimate. Originally, they thought about 200,000 people, but right now, best guesses are that they've far exceeded that. Just the turnout here in this city. They've been estimating more than 5 million people are going to take part in all the cities, big and small, that are taking part in this movement. Here in New York, number one concern is that the scenes that we're seeing play out in the city of Chicago right now, the aggressive immigration enforcement, the citizens, the teenagers who have been detained by federal agents in recent days, that's a scene that's going to come here very soon to New York. Already the administration has basically telegraphed this, the president threatening that if Zoran Mamdani, who's very likely to become mayor in a few weeks, does become the mayor of the city, that soon those kinds of images are coming here. Take a listen to a conversation that I had with a Vietnam veteran, 82 years old, named Fred Herrera, as he spells out what's at stake here, Ali.
This sign, when I saw young kids being dragged out, I've dealt with real soldiers. American soldiers, North Vietnamese soldiers. These are real soldiers. These are brave men. Soldiers fight other soldiers. Soldiers do not fight women and children. What ICE is doing is outrageous. They are a paramilitary force. That's why I'm using the term soldier.
What would your message be to someone who is maybe fearful of taking part in a protest, worried that this administration will crack down on them or their loved ones? What would you say to someone who's unsure of how to speak up right now?
What would I say? I have the answer on the other side.
Can you read this for me? Lift it up. Protest now.
Protest now or bow down later.
Those are your options?
Yes.
So they're doing the No Kings protest again, right? Y'all, it's proven facts that we don't have a king here inside the United States. We have a president.
The fact that you're literally allowed to go out and protest No Kings means that you don't have a king.
So are you accidentally stupid or are you stupid on purpose? Because the only reason you would go to a No Kings protest in 2025 is if you were stupid enough to believe that America had kings. Now, your very participation in this event invalidates the entirety of your argument.
Hey, is that newsletter that you're all getting written in crayon? What the fuck is so difficult about this concept? We're not getting in the streets because we think there's a king. We're getting in the streets because there's currently an army of masked men sent by your president violating thousands of Americans' Fourth Amendment right against search and seizure. We're getting in the streets because we're tired of watching children be zip-tied and thrown into vans. And we're tired of losing our fucking health care and our bodily autonomy. We're getting in the streets to show you dumb, slack-jawed weirdos that you are not inevitable and our numbers are more than yours. That's why.
The crowd is for sure building here at Father Duffy Square and what is the second No King's Day demonstration we're seeing across the country this year. You can take a look at those signs. Demonstrators are here with their flags, some even with their children. And the first No King's Day demonstration in June was triggered by President Donald Trump's military parade. This time around, it's sparked by the prolonged government shutdown, along with the deployment of federal authorities towards immigration enforcement and at other demonstrations across the country. Some of these signs here we're seeing say, America was built by immigrants. We don't bow to billionaires. Just a lot of frustration from demonstrators here and across the country, calling the Trump administration authoritarian. And this is one of thousands of demonstrations.
That was wonderful. I don't know if it's God or karma, but honestly, I'll say it's both. He tried to on the left and ended up getting on himself. And I don't blame the guy for taking his glasses off either, because at the end of the day, that deranged white extremist lunatic came looking for trouble and he found it. And it ended with him getting his head busted. Plain and simple.
Get where this nigga landed.
Oh, I'ma have a field day with you, nigga.
Arrested and assaulted by multiple people. I went there to counter-protest and, of course, preach an anti-immigration message. Also stand as a veteran against these anti-American protesters.
Andre, cut the bullshit. We know you went there to instigate the protest, just like other MAGA supporters that was obviously trying to cause problems. You know what's hilarious about this? America was founded by immigrants, built by slaves and immigrants. It's curious to me how this country was founded by common seekers and immigrants, and this country was built on the backs of slaves and immigrants as well. This country wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for immigration. Immigration was the greatest thing that happened to this country. This country wouldn't be as rich as it is today without black people and other people of color. Without many different ethnicities, nationalities, and races, America would have been another Russia. Vast but empty, and very little to experience. They are protesting Donald Trump for trying to be a king. And you, an American veteran, should understand that. Since you are trying to protect your king, doesn't that make you anti-American? Millions of people out there who were protesting against a monarchy and a dictatorship are the real Americans, not you or MAGA.
was met with tons of Antifa members wearing shirts and hats, proudly saying that they were Antifa to me, calling me a Nazi, calling me a house nigger, calling me a coon, and saying I'm a race traitor that should be shot. And mind you, this is for white liberals, by the way.
Peep what he said, though. White liberals. What he said is true. Have you noticed that white liberals in general tend to be racist towards black people and other people of color? They are trying to support the same system that oppresses them. The president, the government, the ICE race, the MAGA. When you see black people and other people of color supporting them, what do we call them? Coons, house niggas, sellouts. Because why are you standing up for the same people, for the same system that hates you? I'm not saying that racism towards any type of black people or other people of color is valid. In fact, that is absolutely no excuse at all. Andre Williams just admitted there are two sides of racism. The ones that hate you for who you are and for existing. The other that is racist towards you because you are supporting the system that hates you. It's quite fascinating. And Andre Williams, you are on the side that hates you for existing. You are a disappointment of an American veteran because true American veterans understand that Donald Trump is trying to be a dictator and a king in a nation of democracy. By the way, guys, Andre Williams is 24. Motherfucker, you look 30.
No Kings protest is over, and I'm going to tell you the aftermath. So this was without a doubt the largest single-day protest in American history. There was anywhere from 4.4 to 7 million people all over the United States coming to protest for one cause, no Kings. And here's the results as far as the arrest records. So the first place we're going to look at is LA. LA had 12 adults arrested and 2 juveniles. Basically, they were arrested for failure to disperse after the protest went on a little bit too long. There's also a laser that was pointed at an LAPD pilot. And we know that one LAPD officer was injured. We don't know the extent of the injury, but we don't really think it's very major. But in total, in LA, 14 people arrested. In New York City, 1 person arrested. He was had a bit of a terrorist threat going on. He had a boom boom, or he claimed to, and he was caught before he could do anything. And as far as I know, he didn't actually have it. It was kind of like maybe a crazy person that wanted to hurt ICE. But he was caught before he could do anything. And that was the only arrest that I could find in New York City. In Portland, we have 3 arrests. So the protests in Portland started downtown. Some people ended up going to the ICE facility afterwards, and 3 people there were arrested at that ICE facility. And finally, we have Chicago. Chicago had 15 people arrested at the Broadview ICE facility. So again, similar to Portland, the protest started in downtown Chicago, and some people ended up at the ICE facility afterwards, and 15 were arrested there. This was the largest single protest in American history. And in total, we have 33-ish people arrested in the entire country out of 4.4 to 7 million. I think it was mainly peaceful. I think that's a clear statistic to cite.
If the mainstream media isn't going to cover the presidential and vice presidential response to the No Kings rally and once again leave it to the civilians to do it, then here you go, America. The president and the vice president of the United States responded to the biggest national day of protest against a sitting president and his administration by having the Republican Party attempt to preempt all the rallies by using the media to gaslight the American people into thinking anyone who participated was a terrorist or a Marxist or a communist or Antifa, that the whole thing was just going to be one big hate America rally and people should really look out for those monsters. And then when 7+ million people across the country got together in peace and community with no arrests and no damage, they changed their tune. They said, oh, you know what? No one actually came. Everyone at the rallies was old. The photos you're seeing, they're doctored. But we were there, bro. We know what we saw. Everyone knows what they saw, whether it was in their big blue city or their small red rural town. But the response from the 2 highest elected officials in America were the most striking. The vice president had Donald Trump crowned as king, with the opposition party bowing to his power. And Donald Trump had himself as king, flying a fighter jet over his own citizens and shitting all over them, literally opening a payload of feces onto millions of Americans exercising their First Amendment rights. And if you don't think that that is what our president thinks of the American people, not just the libs, the American people, then you are truly delusional. Our government is closed. The Republicans are on their 3rd week of vacation. They're not even in town to negotiate with the Democrats. We just paid for Kristi Noem to have 2 new private jets, chemical weapons, and missiles. And the president is building his goddamn golden ballroom where the east wing of the White House used to be because he's currently knocking it down. He is demolishing a wing of what is certainly a historical landmark for a 90,000 square foot party pad for him and his rich buddies. So wake up. This guy is leading our country straight into the ground. We actually don't need to agree on much, but we sure as hell need to agree that this isn't how the government is supposed to function, and we need to unite against it moving forward. No kings was just one day. We need to be opposing this wannabe king together every single day. Because, my God, look at this picture.
Among all these MAGA cultists lying to themselves about the No Kings protests, trying to convince themselves that it was nothing but a fringe group of radical leftists that don't need to be taken seriously because it's not a real movement, it's certainly not a majority, it's just a fringe minority that we can just ignore. Amidst all of that, and that's what most of the commentary on the MAGA right is, some people are actually taking this seriously and warning other MAGAs that this is actually a serious problem. And among those people, amazingly enough, is Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Check out this headline from MSN. Ted Cruz begs GOP to take political peril seriously after furious anti-Trump protests. Let me read a little of this. Firebrand Texas Senator Ted Cruz has implored his party to wake up and smell the civil unrest after an estimated 7 million people turned out in protest against the Donald Trump administration. Quote, unquestionably, we should take political peril seriously, Cruz told Bloomberg Television. There is a lot of energy, there's a lot of anger on the left, and elections can be dangerous when one side is mobilized and is angry. He went on to say, energized voters show up to vote. And I do worry about just ordinary voters who are happy or complacent who say, gosh, Trump won, things are good, I don't need to show up and vote. There's no doubt if one side shows up and the other doesn't, that leads to a bad election.
Anyways, those are all the clips I have for you guys. Credit belongs to every single creators in this particular video. And yeah, who is not feeling the heat? Every single person is feeling the heat. Like, it is hitting on every single damn person. There is nobody out there that will say that it is actually not hitting on them. Because at the end of the day, one thing I've realized with this government is they only care about their pockets. They only care about how to actually enrich themselves. They only care about building the White House. That's all, as far as I'm concerned. Because if you check from the hilarious moment to the sad moment, you can notice that old folks actually came out, old white people actually came out to attend this No King protest. They came out to attend it, as even some of them on wheelchair. That's to tell you the points that this thing has actually gotten them. And you know why I'm really not feeling for them, especially those MAGAs, right? Is because they were told, they were informed, Black people actually warned them why they should not go for this man. But a lot of them were like, it's a lie. We want to see the end. And now the end is becoming more horrible, more hungry in the system, and so on and so forth. And so on and so forth. Every single person is hitting hard. You can see from the clip, someone said, bring back immigrants. He doesn't want immigrants. Can't you get? Illegal immigrants should go. So that the legal one that will look for over how many million dollars for them to actually come to America will come. It's quite sad. And I feel like even no matter how this protest actually went, this man will literally not step down. But I love one thing that one of the guy actually said in this video when I was reading out the clip. He said something. He said even if he stayed to the end of his tenure, he has already created a bad history. Like, history will not forget what he has created, and that is reality for you. That is why no matter what you are doing, you try your possible best for your hands to be clean. Let history remember you for good thing, not history remembering you for bad thing. And history will not forget. Even me, as I'm sitting down here, I will not forget, because I know how many hungry people are on the street right now because of this orange man. Nobody should tell me that you are not in the US. Why are you even? But I'm bothered, because whatsoever affects them, affect US, affect us as African countries. I don't know, maybe especially for some of the African countries, that will be like nothing like that is affecting them. But in this country where I am, yeah, it literally do affect. It literally do affect. But anyways, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this reaction video. Credit belongs to all creators in this video. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like, comment, and share. We do not support any form of violence here, right? And yes, with no further ado, I do add the policy in my videos. I'm going to be Simba, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Don't touch the dial. Come back for more. Bye for now, guys. I love you guys. Mwah.